We're starting with the noodles. We're eating some noodles.
Yeah, that's it. That's how
The
the
dog
musical.
and the noodles.
And we're live, folks. What's good, party people? This is the Woods and Wade podcast. I'm according to Woods. She's Claudia Wade, and apparently you were spitting bars about noodles, but that's not it because you wanted to get my live reaction on something. So I guess we'll give it to the people right off, out the top of things, right? So I kind of feel like, man, everything just fucking went go. But ask me the question, and then I'll try to not
Answer
yeah,
it.
100%.
So I'm going through my Instagram feed and I see a clip from the Breakfast Club. And I love the Breakfast Club. I love me some Charlemagne the God.
Oh, I
And
thought you were talking about the fucking
the
80s
movie?
movie. Yeah. Okay.
Come on. The ghetto ass New York show.
Okay.
But I guess they were talking about Larsa Pippen that she claims she had sex 4 times a night for 23 years straight with Scottie Pippins.
The way you said his last name sounded like the fucking sister of like Kate, William and Kate. Pippa. You said Pippins.
Isn't it Pippins?
No, it's Pippin. There's no S.
Oh, okay. Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
So they're saying the funny shit is the comments, right? Obviously.
I never read the comments, but go ahead.
I love reading the comments because it's
I never
fucking
do.
hilarious.
I lose brain cells reading comments.
Mm-mm. I love reading comments.
Okay.
It's like the best thing in the world. Comments are like out of this world. But so
Okay.
I'm going through the comments, and and someone said, "There's no fucking way she had," because she literally claims for 23 years she had sex 4 times a night,
Okay.
every night.
Okay.
That's impossible.
Um. Well, when his fucking head, Scottie Pippen's head, looks like one of them fucking sphinx or pharaohs in Africa, or maybe one of the Easter Island fucking. Have you seen the heads in Easter Island?
Uh-huh.
The big rock heads. Any one of those could be Scottie Pippen.
What's your
I'm,
point?
I'm just saying, like she had to make love with the. I mean, you're asking how that happened. He must have like the
I'm
spirit
asking,
of
do
the
you believe that's true?
I mean, I've heard that Sting, the not the wrestler, but the musician from the Police, he could bang it out. Well, they said that he could make love for hours because he was into some tantric shit. And
Uh-huh.
then he later went ahead and said, like, no, it's not that I can do it for 4 hours, but like the first 4 hours is getting my wife to go, like, I guess. So I'm just saying, yeah. So that's that.
There's no way. There's no way.
What do you mean? There's no way.
There's no way.
How long? How long has he been retired?
I
When did
think he
Scottie
was
Pippen?
with her when he was playing.
That can't be because that would be like we would have heard about that, right? Because you do you remember? I can't remember, but his name was it was some fool that used to play with the Sacramento Kings, which I don't even
Hmm.
know if it's a team anymore. And they said that like his wife goes with him to every game, make sure he's not cheating and shit.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you're a fucking bitch. Because your wife goes with you like in every town, like whatever, So I forgot that guy's name, but like he got roasted in a pre TMZ era for basically having his wife not trust him enough to not be around him 24/7. So yeah,
So that's what they were saying. They were like, does that mean she went with him to every town, every city, every
let me
every
see.
game?
So I'm first off, his real name is Scotty. I thought that was like, you know, like his name is Scott, and they just call him Scotty. No, his fucking real name is Scotty Maurice Pippen. So hell yes,
Okay.
I guess, right? And he retired as a Bull in the 2003 2004 season, right? And he was with the
Mhm.
Trailblazers from 99 to '03, and the Houston Rockets. I remember that because they had dope ass jersey. He played in '99, the '99 season, right? So,
Mhm.
um, so theoretically, his last year of the Bulls, right? If she's saying 23 years, he basically was with her like towards the end of his career. I want to say, right? And then he has, I mean, he played for a team in Helsinki, Finland, called the Torpan Pojat. What the fuck? That sounds
I
like.
mean,
And then the Swedish basketball club called the Sundsvall Dragons, which was born on my birthday 83 years ago, May 7th, 1939, rather than 85. Yeah, Alex Ramirez says, "Hey everybody, hey Alex, how are you? I just saw you went to the El Segundo Brewery and spent 316 day with the one Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fuck yeah! Oh hell yeah!
was
Oh
he
yeah,
there?
yeah. Apparently there was a thing on
I
316
think
day.
I think if I were to see Stone Cold Steve Austin, I would do the same thing I did with Landon Donovan. Turn around and cry like a 2-year-old and then just go home.
Okay. Um,
Because I love Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like love.
he said he'll post photos soon, so definitely follow Alex Ramirez on the socials. You'll be glad you did. That's a good brother. Um, the one and only time that uh, I don't know if you could even say meet, but so my first job at in life was I was a car return agent at Hertz, right?
Uh-huh.
And Hertz rental car at LAX, and essentially I had heard stories at Stone Cold Steve Austin, and this is well after he did his match in Seattle with The Rock and everything like that. That
Hmm.
he would come in and get a Mustang, a white,
Oh, I remember you telling this story before.
yeah. So basically, he just does his thing, and they got the wrong car, and he fucking was like, "Hey kid," and he really talks like that. He's like, "Go ahead and get me my fucking car." And here's my driver's license. And that was my Stone Cold Steve Austin story. And I was coming right off a break, and I was reading a fucking article about him and
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is
yeah.
his life going to be after wrestling. And then yeah, that was my Stone Cold story.
That's awesome. I don't care. I wish I had a Cold Stone story besides the fact that I haven't met him. And I
Okay,
wish I did.
I mean he lives. I don't know if he still has his place in Marina Del Rey. Um,
I'm not a stalker though.
what is, who said I was a stalker? I was fucking working. Did I
No,
want
no,
to see
no.
Stone Cold Steve
Because you're
Austin?
like telling me
Maybe.
where he lives, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not a stalker.
He says it on his fucking podcast.
Not gonna go searching for
No,
Stone
no,
Cold.
no. It's not. Who implied that you're gonna go search or stalk him? No, I'm not saying that. He said on his podcast that he had a ranch in Texas
Mm-hmm.
and a place in the Marina Del Rey where he did the podcast from. Actually, two spots. Like they were like a duplex or whatever, and then one was his house, and then one he, did the podcast in and shit like that. But I've heard that one of the places, either the Marina Del Rey or the Texas place, ends up becoming a Nevada place. So he lives in at least part of the year in some sort of Nevada residence. Yeah.
I can see that because it's a desert and he likes to be on those damn.
Well, he's a Texas boy. He's Victoria, Texas is where he's from. Yeah, so he's a Texas guy. So he does all the, I don't know, shooting in the car, and I don't know what the fuck you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess, so, wait. Yeah, Larissa Pippen, I don't know. I don't care. Like, and
I just thought it was ridiculous.
Isn't she dating Michael Jordan's kid?
I have zero clue. The only reason I know her name now is because I just saw the clip.
No,
and they were talking about it, and then
there's a reason why people are talking about Larissa Pippen. Like Larissa Pippen,
because she said that she has sex 4 times a night, 423.
No, God, the reason for her to, I mean, outside of what Rogan, right, the Breakfast Club is arguably one of the biggest morning radio shows. I mean, it's not even a podcast; it's a radio show, right? So, like. The only people that would be doing better numbers than, I don't know, Charlemagne the God would be Howard Stern, right? But I mean, even Howard Stern, like, he's behind a paywall versus Charlemagne, if you live in New York, and he's on arguably the biggest hip hop station. And I mean, New York is the birthplace of hip hop, right? So if you're literally on the station that fucking circumvents the culture, yeah, you're the fucking biggest shit ever, right? And then you got a YouTube, account, and you can access it away from. So yeah, I mean, for them to be talking about Larissa Pippen, Larissa has to be somebody. It's not like they're fucking talking about the goddamn Real Housewives of, I don't know, fucking wherever the fuck.
I think that's where they got it from. They were like a clip from one of those housewives.
Okay.
From Basketball Wives. And then that's where she was saying that she literally had sex 4 times a night for 23 years.
I mean,
365 days, 4 times.
I don't know. I mean,
1,460 times 23 years is $33,580.
Dollars.
So, I mean, 33,580.
She's a hoe because she was doing it for dollars. Oh yeah.
But yeah, some of these comments are fucking hilarious. Let me tell you why. Because someone said that can't be. Like, she's never gotten sick. She's never gotten the flu. She's never gotten a stomach flu. Like, that was the biggest thing. Like, she's never had like a stomach flu. To say that,
I don't know.
She had 4 kids by this man. What do you mean? And you're gonna like pop up a child and fuck the next 20 minutes? It doesn't happen that way.
So I mean, to me, I think whoever the fuck said that,
she did.
Okay, and it I think it landed. The intent landed, especially in the realm of understanding of Claudia Wade. Here's why.
Yeah.
It's going to get people fucking talking. And that's what it is. Like, I could give a rat's ass about Larissa Pippen or any of these like Stepford wives. Okay. Larceny.
By the way, this is the first and only time I've ever known about this woman. Like, I have
no.
Like,
I
was just... I didn't even know who she was.
Well, with the name of Pippen, you kind of know that she's related to Scottie.
Right. No, but I've never even heard of her until today. This is the first time I've ever heard her name at all.
So, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but I mean,
It was just
she has been on.
interesting to like.
Yeah, how is it interesting though?
It's interesting to like how far
A
I
lie can go.
go for some attention, right?
I don't
I'm
know.
just saying. It
I
was just weird.
I don't. I
But
don't.
let's talk about what we're watching.
Okay, what are you watching? Ladies first.
I have been watching on Hulu Murders in the Building.
Okay, I think it's called Only Murders in
Only
the Building.
Murders in the Only
Yeah,
Murders in the Building. Thank
yeah.
you. And what else did I watch? I think that's it. Oh, and Wednesday. I watched Wednesday.
Wait, today's
Which
Monday.
I only watched Wednesday because I wanted to get to that part where all the TikTok people are doing the dance.
Wait, today's Monday. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Don't be dumb.
I'm not dumb. I'm plenty intelligent. What are you talking
Apparently
about?
not.
What are you talking about?
Wednesday, the show for the Addams Family.
It's the Adams Family, and it should be on. That's the
It's
daughter,
called Wednesday.
and it's called Darla, and Darla's from
Your
the Little
face is
Rascal.
called Darla.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's just Darla. She's being Darla. But anywho, so you watch one day. What you watch? So have you ever heard of that show called Dragnet?
No.
There was an agent named Friday, but I'm sure if you're watching Wednesday on a Monday, then you're watching Dragnet on a Saturday. I feel like.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, I'm just saying that's just like if it were me, I'd watch Wednesday on Wednesday
Why does it matter?
because it's Wednesday.
Who
Oh my
cares?
god, I care. I care.
You're just being a weirdo.
No, I'm not. Okay, ask me what I'm watching. Wait, first off, what is your synopsis of sell this Only Murders in the Building to us? Like, what the fuck is it about? Because we know it's got Steve Martin and Martin Short. That's funny because they both have Martins in their name, and apparently they only have Murders in the Building. And then they've got the Selena Gomez, which is spelled
Yes.
with the S, which.
What's
in the
wrong
word-
with Selena Gomez spelled with an S?
That's how she spells it. Selena Gomez.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
No, you said it. You look at your message to me.
Who cares how I spelled it? You know what the fuck I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
So only
Go ahead. What is it?
I hate you. I really
Okay,
do.
go for it. Go for it. What is Murders in the Building?
I just hate you. That's all.
Okay. What is Only Murders in the Building?
Only like you said, Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez are in this, and they are
Selena's the only one not named Martin. Right?
Steve Martin, yeah, Martin Short.
And I'm the dumb one.
I'm done with you.
Go for it. Only Murders in the Building. Take 3. Go.
So they are 3 strangers that are listening to a specific podcast about a murder.
Okay.
Yeah, about a murder in I think Kansas.
A building?
No, they're listening to a podcast about a murder in Kansas or something.
Okay.
Like some far out place, and they all live in this building, in this like old timey rich people building.
Okay.
Because one of them was a director, the other one was a
murderer.
He played, I think, Martin Short.
Martin Short played Martin Short, or did Steve Martin play Martin Short?
Steve Martin played a detective. Martin Short was a director, and Selena Gomez just kind of inherited the apartment from like her aunt or something.
Okay.
And so they're all strangers, but the lights go out, and then they all like move to this like diner across the street so that they can like listen to the podcast because they're all like intensely listening to it. And they kind of figure out that they're all listening to the same podcast. So they kind of sit in the same booth together. And they find out that while they're listening to this podcast, someone got murdered in their building.
Okay.
And somehow they all can, like, they're not, somehow they're all connected to a part of this murder.
Okay.
And so they get the bright idea of let's start our own murder podcast and let's like investigate. Right.
Okay.
So then they start doing this podcast about the murder that's in their building. And then they find out that the guy that was murdered was actually Selena Gomez's friend, whose girlfriend got murdered there years ago. And their friend, like, it's a whole thing.
Okay.
But, and then somehow they kind of get blamed into it because they know too much.
Okay.
It's a really good story. Like, you really have to watch it because it's really well put out.
The only way that it would be better than what you described is if Selena Gomez played Martin Short, like actual Martin, like he would be the guy in Father of the Bride, like Selena Gomez playing Frank in Father of the Bride. We need the sheep chicken. That would be awesome. I would pay to see Selena Gomez be Martin Short.
And it's crazy because Selena Gomez plays this like really
Martin Shorty person.
Emo person.
Okay.
So she's really like, ugh, these old people. But she can't like stop hanging out with old people.
I mean, okay.
I mean, it's dope. I liked it. I really liked it. I just finished watching season 2.
Okay.
And in season 2, Selena Gomez is the murderer.
And she doesn't know that she murdered people?
Well, I mean, it starts as her being the murderer, and then they go throughout to figure out how she has to not be the murderer. And they find out a bunch of other new stuff.
Okay. So here's a kind of quick hit, and I didn't realize that it annoyed the fuck out of me until you said that, like, the podcasts, right? So one of my pet peeves, right, is whenever Hollywood would portray wrestling and then later MMA, and it's like it's not it. Like, you watch the Halle Berry movie on Netflix, which is supposed to be MMA. Like, they even had fucking Halle Berry in the UFC at the weigh-ins for a fucking women's world title fight. Hold up the fucking belts, right? They use Invicta, which is a legit MMA promotion. It is the standard bearer for women's MMA, world women's MMA. It's an incredible promotion, my favorite promotion. But she's supposedly fighting in this promotion. You flip Halle Berry, she flips. You fucking kick Halle Berry, she flips. You punch Halle Berry, she flips. Everything is a flip. And I'm like, this is not fucking MMA. It's just Halle Berry fucking flipping shit, right? So there's that. So my new pet peeve is when Hollywood depicts podcasters. There was a show that's not even around anymore. I want to think it was like whatever fucking Fred Savage, right? There's two Savages, right? The one from Wonder Years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him, right? He had a show right before pandemic, right? And he was a podcasting dad and whatever the fuck. And he worked a job, and then he was all about his fucking podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the fucking job fired him, and they were like, oh, go ahead. And like his wife was just like, you should just fucking commit to the fucking podcast, right? This motherfucker had a messenger bag. And he had, do you know what was in this fucking messenger bag?
What?
A fucking microphone. And that's how they establish a fucking podcast. He just picks a fucking microphone up from his bag and people start talking into it. That is not a fucking podcast, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
I even saw, um, so one of my favorite shows as a kid was this show. Do you remember Night Court?
Yes.
Yes. So they have a remake of it, and it's, if you love the original, you're gonna fucking love the remake. This is by far my favorite remake. Right? Like most people are like, oh, Fuller House or whatever, whatever. This is my shit. Like
I didn't
the
even try watching Fuller House. I just couldn't. It's just.
you know what, it wasn't bad, right? For what it was, right? There was a lot of bad shit that was going down in the world, right? And there's always bad shit, right? Ever, right? But
Mhm.
like, you could just fucking turn your brain off and just like whatever the fuck the Tanners are doing again, right?
Mhm.
And like, oh, if you're at work daydreaming, like, wonder what the fuck DJ's doing in real life. Well, you kind of loosely based see what the fuck Candace Cameron Bure is doing because you see her in the
Mhm.
fucking show and whatever the fuck, you know. What's her name? Stephanie Tanner, the real life Jodie Sweetin, who had substance abuse, and you're like, I wonder if she fucking kicked it. Well, you get to see because they wouldn't fucking have her on the Netflix show if she was on the dopes. So I'm just saying, and you're like, I wonder if fucking the Olsen twins are ever get back. Well, we learned that story because they didn't, right? So
Mhm.
there's that. So for what it was, right? It played true to the original. It was just sappy and bubblegummy and whatever the fuck, like that. Thank God it's Friday fucking lineup that ABC used to run, of all family, sitcoms, right? And
Mhm.
we don't get that anymore. What appointment thing can you watch with your kids on a fucking Friday night?
I have no idea.
Right. So it was a time, that existed and not exist anymore, right? So like even Owen, like whenever Mary cues up because it's always Mary, but when Mary cues up the fucking Fuller House, he's like, oh, fucking DJ Tanner, and I'm like, dude, this was a show before, and then I fucking show him the original, and he's like, oh shit. He doesn't say oh shit because he's 16, but yeah, well, in my head, that's what he says.
Oh snaps!
Yeah, no fiddlesticks and whatever. Yeah, so I mean, so Night Court is just as zany as the original one, and I mean, um, John Larroquette, who played, God, why am I fucking forgetting his name? But the fucking asshole lawyer, um, Dan Felding. So he's
Mhm.
back. Like he's the only original cast member, because unfortunately Harry Stone or Harry Anderson, who plays Harry Stone, the judge, he passed away in 2016. Marky Post, which was the female opposite of John Larroquette's character, Dan Felding's character, she actually passed away in 2020, and what have you, Marky Post, right? So it seems like John Larroquette, aside from Marshall Wofield that played the fucking bailiff, and the Richard Mole that played the tall guy Bull.
Mhm.
Like Larroquette is like one of three remaining cast members that are still alive. So it's cool to see him there. And the chick that is playing the judge now is supposedly, Judge Stone's daughter and shit. And
Mhm.
it's the same court.
I remember the show, but I don't remember
Nah,
watching it.
it's fucking dope. Like again, if you like the fucking original, you'll like that. So that's what I actually watch to go to sleep and shit because I always have to have something on. Um, but
That's
it's
crazy. I have to have complete silence.
that's Mary, and she for almost 20 years she's like motherfuck, and her eyes are bloodshot red, because like she's up because of the TV and whatever, and I'm fast asleep, and she's when I wake up, she's looking at me like motherfucker. So that's fun, for her. So anywho, um, but in terms of what I'm watching, so I've been watching this show called Your Honor, right? I wasn't a Malcolm in the Middle fan. at all, right? And you would think so because like there was so much wrestling in Malcolm in the Middle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't a Fox kid. Like there wasn't. I didn't like The Simpsons. I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much of it or whatever. But like I respect the shit out of Bryan Cranston because like I told you the story about the snow day, right? And at Hollywood Park, and he was like the
Yes,
fucking
yes, 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 yes,
host.
yes.
Yeah. So he's just so fucking kind and a fucking talented actor. At the time, that was the number one show in America was fucking Malcolm in the Middle. And he was the fucking dad, serving us hot dogs when we fucking got our ass whipped by fucking snot nosed, fucking 8-year-olds and shit like that. And
Mm-hmm.
with fake snow on the infield of Hollywood Park, the old Hollywood Park Casino and racetrack, right? So I one of like my favorite fucking TV series was fucking Breaking Bad. To me, start to finish, it was amazing, right? So people were like, "Oh, do you watch fucking Better Call Saul?" I was like, I tried to fucking watch the first episode, and it was just there was too many quirks in it. Like the fucking Saul's character is not even Saul. Like he changes his name from a witness protection agency fucking thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like the first episode, he's not even Saul, and he has a brother who's a fucking lawyer. But he's like, I mean, what we would think is like QAnon guy now, right? Where he fucking thinks the radio transmission from the cell phones, like he would make people leave the cell phones in the mailbox before they came in the house to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, magnetize or whatever the fuck. Hi, Darla. Yeah, so I didn't, I couldn't get past the first episode of Better Call Saul. And even though I love fucking Breaking Bad, I couldn't
I've
get
never
into.
watched it.
Oh, I mean, it's weird now watching it because, like, if they pull out a fucking flip phone, you're gonna be out of it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
like, it was good for the time that it was. Like I try to go back and watch The Sopranos. There's too many things. I'm not saying it's not a great show, right? But there's too many things that it dates itself in terms of time period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Oz. We were like, oh, you got to see Oz. Like, I can't because like once they fucking put out a flip phone, I'm gone. Like, or yeah. So
And that doesn't phase me at all, though.
okay,
I'm not a fan. I'm not a no. I'm not a person that gets phased by like
okay,
a flip
then
phone or stuff. So I'm pretty. I can watch older stuff. It's not. I'm not a.
okay. So there you go. Breaking
Yeah.
Bad. There,
I know. I just don't have the time. I don't.
you have the time. You watch fucking Murders in the Building. You finished it.
At 5 in the morning.
Okay, 5 in the morning. You can fucking watch Breaking Bad one by
No.
one, by one by one. You're gonna get up if you live more than I don't know 3 years. You're gonna have a bunch of fucking 5 a.m.s. So I'm just saying, Breaking Bad.
I
Anywho,
used to
I don't.
watch. What is that? Whatever Frankie and
Frankie goes to Hollywood.
Frankie.
Frankie Frankfurter, Rocky's Horror Picture
No,
Show.
no, that's show on Netflix with the two old ladies.
Oh, Frankie and Grace.
Yes, Frankie and Grace. I like literally binge watched that when I was pregnant
Okay.
because all I wanted to do was sleep or lay
Okay.
down and be on my belly or on my side, not my belly, but my side.
Okay.
I watched that show from beginning to end, and then the last season, I watched it during lunchtime at work because I don't have time to do anything,
Okay.
you know. And then I guess they have a movie coming out. I can't wait. I want to see it.
Okay. I mean, we were in it for like the first 3 seasons, and then pandemic happened, and we just stopped. We never picked it back up. That's
Mm.
and not to say whatever, but like you know, it's wild, right? Because like Martin Sheen is Charlie Sheen's dad, right? And first off, Charlie Sheen, that's a whole fucking thing, right? Um, but also, like, they're like Cuban, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like their last name is Estevez, and Emilio is the only one who fucking kept the actual family
Mm-hmm.
name, right? Where the other two went for Sheen, right? So, um, it's it's just weird to see that guy playing the character that he plays on Frankie and Grace,
Mm-hmm. The
and
gay
then
guy.
yeah, and then also Lily Tomlin, right, who plays opposite Jane Fonda, and she's really gay, right? So to see
Mm-hmm.
her play straight, so you've got you know like this straight you know real life dad of a fucking cocaine you know porn star fucking enigma that is the machine Charlie Sheen, right? Playing a gay guy where there's a proud gay advocate in Lily Tomlin, and
Mm-hmm.
she's playing it straight, and she's like crying that the actual like Sam Watterson, the guy who's always played like a cop in cop shows for the last 20 years or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then she's crying that he's gay and left for her friend's ex-husband who also is now gay. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot when you step back. So I
But I think that's your problem.
okay. I overanalyze. Yeah, absolutely.
Just watch the fucking show.
No, can't
Why
can't.
do you have to know about everybody's life
I
and
I
everybody's?
I do. I do. Which also, do you want to know what I'm watching right now?
What are you watching?
Okay. So what I was watching that I finished up because the season finale just happened, but on Showtime, right? That was the whole lead up about like I was a Breaking Bad fan. Well, Bryan Cranston is in this show called Your Honor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was in it for the fucking whatever. I was like, I'm gonna watch it because it's got fucking Walter White and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a departure. Like it's my type of drama, which is like no fucking housewives, fucking whoever the fuck, and the gardener and whatever. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
dude who's a judge, and some shit happens, and there's a son involved, and a mob family, and it takes place in New Orleans, which like that's a place that I've always wanted to go because like
Mm-hmm.
I hear New Orleans is like just weird and grimy and dark, but also awesome, and gumbo and beignets and all
I
that
want to
shit.
try a beignet.
Yeah, oh, I mean you could get some here in LA, but I want to fucking legit. No,
Beignet.
yeah, 100%. And so,
I know.
so yeah,
Jason was like, "I want some biscuits," and I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Can we go to Tennessee and get some biscuits?" No.
there's that thing called the God, I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but it's like golden something or whatever the fuck. But you can like if you wanted a fucking legit New York pizza, they will fucking
Mm-hmm.
ship you a goddamn Gold Belly. I feel like it is
I've heard of
right.
that. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm not doing that.
I mean,
I'm not having you ship biscuits from fucking Tennessee.
why not? It can
It's
happen.
not. No.
Okay, you'd rather go to Tennessee and get the biscuit and come back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess my brain collapsed. Yeah.
But go ahead.
So, um, so Your Honor is my shit. That's like my pick,
I saw the trailer you sent me.
and
That looks very fucking interesting.
that's only the first season. I think there's
I was
season
like,
two or
I gotta,
three.
I gotta show this to Jason. As a matter of fact, let
Yeah,
me send this to Jason.
yo, that show's bomb. And the way that it ended for like the first season, I didn't know. And after it, I don't know if it was before pandemic or after pandemic when it started, but
Mm-hmm.
the way that it ended, you could have ended the fucking show right there we didn't know if we were gonna get another season, and I wasn't into like, oh, following the fucking Your Honor damn Twitter page or whatever the fuck, or the
Yeah.
gossip about like whatever. But then when I saw there was a season 2, I was like, oh shit! Like how?
And you know, so this is why I don't like getting into shows,
Why?
because you never know if there's going to be another season,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And it irks me because we watched a show on HBO. It was literally right before the pandemic.
What was the show
Oh
called?
my god! Oh my god! I can't even.
The show on HBO. That's what I'm gonna.
It's a show on HBO. Let me text Jason.
Okay. Text Jason.
But we watched it, and we watched the show. We watched the whole season. We were so hooked. We were so ready for season 2 because I was like, "Oh my god, I know it's good. I really want to go," and then it was canceled. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
Then I actually got into this other show. It's like a really girly show, but it was a Hispanic cast, and I'm not really into like. I'm not into Hispanic shows,
Christ.
but they're all like soap operas, right?
Okay.
And this one kind of was too, but it had a little bit of a. I don't know what made me interested, but it was the Hispanic family that had a bakery.
Okay.
And
wait, the Magician and the Baker?
Or, is that what it was called?
It was the fucking the I think that was on the CW.
Was right?
It? Yeah.
Where's a model? Rich chick, the model chick, and the baker guy?
What
was it called?
It was something in the Baker, for sure, and it was set in Miami. I know that.
Yes, I really liked that show, and then it was canceled.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that was a you know, a pandemic, you know.
Yeah, so was the.
So was the what?
That was that HBO show.
Okay.
That was canceled. Let me see. There's a really good show. 5 great shows that were canceled after one season.
Do you have regular HBO via cable, or do you do the HBO Max?
Both.
Wait, what? So you're paying just double?
Well, because we had like HBO on our TV. And
then you're paying an extra $15 to see the same shit?
Yeah.
Damn, you got money. Jesus Christ.
No.
Like I just upgraded my fucking phone service, and they're like, "Oh, we got Netflix free." I was like, "Fucking buy Netflix, $25 a month." I fucking eliminated that goddamn bill. Shit. Swear to God.
Oh my God, it's not.
So, I guess
it's gonna irk me if I don't find.
Well, I'm just gonna ramble on.
Go ahead.
Okay, so right now, do you know what the fuck I'm watching?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, it's over. It's the fucking season's over. I said.
What are you watching now then?
Spectre.
What's that?
You remember the fucking Phil Spector, the record yeah, he was the fucking producer of like You Lost That Love and Feeling and Do Run Run Run, and you know, Tina Turner's Something Mountain High. Like he basically created this sound. It was called the Wall of Sound, where he would basically, you know how like when records are produced, right? Like you have your musicians, right? But this fucker was like, no, we're not gonna have one horn, we're not gonna have one fucking guitarist, we're not gonna have one bass player, we're not gonna have one drummer. We're gonna have 5 of the very things that I mentioned with full fucking orchestra, and they're all playing the same goddamn notes. So that was the Wall of Sound. right? So basically, Showtime does a 4-part, 1 hour apiece. Kind of, I guess it would be a mini series on Phil Spector. And I don't know if you remember, but he was the one who fucking what?
Penny Dreadful, City of Angels.
Not Pennyworth, where they're talking in British accents and shit.
No,
Okay.
no, it's like So it had Johnny Logan,
Barrio Logan,
Natalie Dorman,
Imbruglia.
Daniel Zavada, Carrie something. Anyway, so it's based in 1950s LA,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And I'm just gonna read it. It says it sees nearly 50 years after the original series during the golden age of Hollywood, 1930s. It takes place in 1938 in Los Angeles, a place where deeply infused with Mexican American folklore and social tensions. The characters are connected in a conflict between the Mexicans,
And the Americans.
The folk lord something died in the Santa Muerte.
Okay.
So basically, like,
They died in Fanta?
no, Santa Muerte is like a Mexican.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Santa. I thought you said
Santa
Fanta.
Muerte.
Oh, I'm sorry for all the people that might have
Yeah.
been offended.
The caretaker of the dead, she's the caretaker of the dead and guide to great beyond, and her spiritual sister, the Demones Magda, who has believed mankind's inherently evil and aims to prove her point. So she like connects herself in like different characters, and somehow all these characters are connected. Like the cop, he's like the only Mexican cop, but she's connected through her mother, that is a caretaker or a caretaker to this Nazi kind of family.
Okay.
That the dad is all about like Nazi, but he's a dentist. Like behind walls, he's just like, oh, I'm a dentist. But then at night he goes out and he's all Nazi'd out.
Wow.
Right. And so like all these different characters that have nothing to do with him. So La Muerte makes it her race. Her purpose is to prove to you that I can make chaos.
Jesus.
Right. And so like the way they connect everything, and they start like this huge war. Oh, and then there's like a secretary of a high politician.
Okay.
And somehow she's part of this thing.
Okay.
And you're like, through the whole season, you're like, how are all these characters connected? And then you realize how they're connected, and you're like, holy fuck. Like, how did I not see this from the beginning? And I'm the type of person that I can see a show and I can break it down in like the first scene or a movie, and Jason hates that. He's like, you already know what happened, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. But let's watch and see if I'm right.
Okay.
And that's just how I am. But I really like shows that keep me guessing, because sometimes I just don't understand it. And I have to keep going and going and going until I figure out where I'm at. And this was one of those shows that you really had to pay attention to every little detail, because every detail told you something. And if you like didn't catch it, like you would have to wait until way later to figure it out. Oh shit, I saw this already. Somehow connected.
Okay.
So it's one of those shows that you have to like really pay attention and really like commit to. So when the first season finished, we were like excited for the second season, and pandemic hit and they canceled the entire show. I was so disappointed.
Wow.
I mean, I would tell you that it's worth watching the first season, but then you're gonna be pissed because you want more.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it's called Penny Dreadful City of Angels.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's all like Dia de los Muerte type stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love it. I mean, I love it. Like, fucking absolutely love the culture and the marigolds and all that shit. Sign me
Yeah.
up. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah. So if you were like I said, you'd be pissed to watch it and love it. But I think it's a really good show. Like,
There was a show like that I got into. It was called Timeless, right? And it was
mhm.
about like fucking like people that were in the government. They got to time travel, right?
Uh-huh.
And they did it pretty like historically accurate, right?
Uh-huh.
Where like they have like a history teacher, like a former military guy, like a fucking tech nerd, right? And they were going throughout history to stop this evil organization called like Rittenhouse, right?
Mhm.
And basically Rittenhouse is like the secret society that has, you know, basically Rittenhouse is the Illuminati, right?
Right.
And it's wild because it was on NBC. It wasn't like HBO behind a paywall or whatever. They're fucking talking about this shit and whatever. So like the first mission that they fucking do is, you know, the whole, you know, Hindenburg, right? The Led Zeppelin that fucking
Mhm.
exploded and shit, right? Well,
Mhm.
they ended up actually making it not explode. They fucking troubleshot it because they knew exactly what the fuck happened, you know, uh, when it happened because they had all this history since it exploded.
Uh-huh.
You know, they were like, oh, it was a fucking leak, and they stopped the leak, and everybody fucking survived and all that shit. But what that did was set up a ripple effect because all the people that were supposed to die are now alive, and there's a whole legion of people that stem from, you know, yeah, it's
Your dog fell asleep. The
yeah.
dog is done.
I would actually say that that was happening during your Penny Dreadful deal, but
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. To be fair, she can't hear anything other than me talking because I've got headphones on. So I'm
Right.
gonna say, so it's not you. It's just like she's
No, it's
just
just so cute because she's like done.
yeah. That's Darla. Darla is one. She's just a love. Like, and she if she can't give love, she freaks the fuck out. She anxiety. She pisses everywhere. She fucking shits. She barks, and she's got this. And she doesn't even fucking look. See, there you go.
Well,
See, I'm doing Darla. I'm doing you, Darla. I'm doing an impression of you. Yeah. So she does like a fucking. See, there you go.
because
She
you're
doesn't
talking
even
about
know
her.
that. Yeah, she doesn't even know it's her, but it's her, and it's like fucking ventriloquism because her fucking lips and mouth and jaw don't even have to, but you hear this like, you know, almost like I don't know, like you know how they say like when people are talking shit about you, you hear that fucking buzzing in your ear.
Uh-huh.
That's Darla. She can do that and shit like that, and she can start it very low and then fucking a very high octave and shit like that. You know, um, when she was doing it, my sister has hearing aids, and she had to recalibrate her hearing aids because of Darla. Yeah. Her.
That's not good.
See,
That's
see.
crazy.
I'm sorry, Darla. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, so that whole deal, the timeless, it was amazing. And then for a long time, they were like, oh, we don't, you know, nothing on a second season, blah blah blah. And that I was actually on like news boards and not Reddit fucking threads because I don't do that, but like you know, like what the fuck, you know, fans of Timeless and shit like that. And then they
Yeah.
finally came back, right? And there was like 3 episodes, and I was like, wow, like this last of the 3 episodes, it seems like they're tying it up, right? So I finished
Uh-huh.
it, and they were like, oh, yep, that was the fucking series finale, and I was like, god damn it, yeah. So, and it only lasted a season or two, so
I know, isn't that terrible?
yeah, I think it is, and especially they were talking about like Illuminati shit on NBC. I thought that was like hilarious. Yeah, so there's that. But
Do you watch
again,
what is it?
break,
Breaking Bad? No, the
break.
the one with the '80s kids.
What are you talking about?
The
Like,
one that one show everyone's into.
no, I'm never into the. I'm never into the shows that everyone's into. And if I get into it, it'll be 3 years after the fucking show ends.
What is that damn show?
There's
What is it
Stranger
called?
Things.
Yes, Stranger Things.
Nope, haven't watched it at all. I don't like
I
fucking.
watched the first season because my father-in-law swore it was really good, and he came to Vegas on just a weekend to hang out with us, and we binge watched. We like ordered pizza. We didn't go out for like one entire day, and we binge watched the entire season, the entire first season. And
Mhm.
I was like,
You didn't
what a
like it?
waste of my day.
Uh, see, when you
All
tend
this
to,
running around for this
I don't know.
thing.
I don't know. Like, so I would say 95% of my entertainment consumption has been out of YouTube.
Hmm.
I don't fuck with any of the other apps. You know, I only fucking go on the gram of instant gratification, the Twitter machine, and the book face to promote a podcast that I'm doing or to post a fucked up ass meme, right?
Hmm.
So, um, so yeah, I'm never into the things whatever, but if I'm going to spend my time consuming something, I'm going to learn about something. And YouTube is the fucking jam for learning about shit. So I'll listen to some like they're doing protests and fucking, you know, I can't even like France.
LAUSD.
No, no. I mean that's happening too, right? The LA Unified School District, but
Is your
also
kid in LA Unified School District?
my kid's on a fucking computer, and I fucking think it's gonna zap his soul.
He doesn't go to school?
He goes to school on the computer.
He's homeschooled?
No, it's on the computer. The computer's at home, but it's not homeschool. I know what you're thinking, but no, it's not that.
I don't know what I'm thinking. What am I thinking?
You're thinking like homeschool, where you actually meet with the teachers like once a week. That's
I'm gonna
that.
tell you that I don't even know what homeschool really is because
Okay,
obviously
okay,
I
yeah.
don't I don't know that you meet with the teacher. To me, homeschool means that you're at home.
No,
That's it.
no. Like traditional homeschool is like you basically get packets and shit, and
Uh-huh.
you finish it, and then you meet with the teacher. You know, uh, yeah. So I'm just saying. I don't know. Uh, wow. Okay, that's weird. Uh, wow. I don't know. It's. I think it's time to ban people. I'm just saying, right? I feel
Uh-huh.
like that's it.
That's hilarious. The sexual tension here is making me crazy.
See, you're giving the valor to it. Yeah. So
Oh yeah, that one you should definitely ban.
yeah. So anyway,
Don't
uh,
ban us
okay.
unless you're soft.
So yeah.
I'm
So
squishy.
so unless I pull it up on screen, it doesn't get shown. So if you're
Yeah,
acknowledging it, yeah.
that's
So
fine.
yeah,
You're holding a pug.
you're giving into it. So anyway, where can they find you on the socials?
Oh, at CC_Wade everywhere. I finally joined the what is it? Twitch?
Yeah, where you're gonna find these
The
folks.
Twitch machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So troll
yeah,
on me there.
there you go. I mean, once once you open that floodgate, that's where it goes. So yeah, and I have the things here. So whatever, I got
You're
memes.
fine.
Yeah. All right. Latest peoples.